नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञविभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मा च्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। आविर्बभूव कलशं दधदर्ण वाद्यः पीयूषपूर्ण ममरात्वकृते सुराणां रोगजालजीर्ण जनताजनितः प्रशंसो धन्वन्तरिच भगवान् भविकाय भूयात्। श्री धन्वन्तराय नमः। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
Look,
Namaskar.
if you're a business owner,
we would like to welcome you all on Ayush Samriddhi's 445th journey. This is only a milestone. We don't know how infinite this journey is and how long it will go, because our dream and desire of the whole team is to continue this journey up to the last ages of Ayurveda after our demise also. So this is a holy aim to continue for brainstorming, knowledge sharing, and the blessings of senior experts to next generation on different topics. So we are really overwhelmed with your support, guidance, mentorship, and sincere participation every day. As we all are aware, we have restricted the entry of maximum participants due to the fear of Zoom bombarding, which we have faced 3 times in this journey. We enter one unknown person and 20 person unwantedly admit at a stretch and make havoc. So thank you for joining. I would like to welcome respected Arun Pandey ji, Vice Chancellor, Mansarovar Global University. I would like to welcome respected Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji, President Vishwa Ayurved Prasad Assam and ex-principal Guwahati Ayurvedic College. I would like to welcome Professor V.K. Agnihotri sir, Professor, ex-professor and head of the department in Uttarakhand Ayurveda University. Welcome sir. Welcome Dr. Anil Shukla from Mansarovar. Welcome Dr. Meena Ahuja ji, namaskar. Dr. Suryakiran Wagh, Dr. Rajan Patankar ji, pranam, and our Krantikari Ramadas ji, namaskar, and our friend, my brother, Dr. E. Sharma, Chair of University of Mauritius for Ayurveda. Welcome all. Without wasting much time, I would like to just inform in few seconds, because the introduction and theme will be given by respected Pandey sir. We have started this webinar series with the topic of holistic education, as we have 24 faculties in our university, Mansarovar Global University, and the holistic education is the necessity of each faculty. It is not surrounded or limited in any one faculty. Just we were participating in the program where two ministers were there here, Madam Usha Thakurji, Sanskriti Mantri of MP, and Sri Parmarji, Shiksha Mantri of MP. Both were here and blessed the program and distributed certificates to winners of students and regarded teachers also, Shikshak Samman. Tomorrow also in this university, we have a great program on Teachers' Day where teachers will perform, teachers will celebrate Teachers' Day by their own. So please, I would like to request all the participants to keep their mic mutes. Only speaker's mic will be open. Please keep all audience mic mute. Dr. Parikshit, please support and keep them mute. So, without wasting much time, I would like to pay my regards to the founder of the university, late Sri Engineer K.K. Tiwari ji. He struggled, he established a great university, renowned everywhere, having 3 Ayurvedic colleges along with 24 other faculty. Mansarovar Ayurvedic College, Siaram Ayurvedic College, and Mansarovar Global Faculty of Global University Faculty of Ayurveda in SEHORE. So this is a big group. I would like to have blessings of Sri Arun Pandey ji also. Before him, I would like to request Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji for his welcome address. Welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you. Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. Respected Professor V.K. Agnihotri ji, respected Dr. Pawan Kumar Sharma ji, distinguished guests.
My Mukhiya sir, Dr. Arun Pandey sir.
Acha.
He is our Mukhiya sir today.
Acha. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
जी सर, पांडे सर को थैंक यू बोलने को बोलना सर, वेलकम करने को बोला। आप ही का चालू है।
हेलो।
हाँ सर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू सर।
अच्छा, हाँ, okay. So thank you. Good evening to everybody. Respected V.K. Agnihotri ji, respected Dr. Pawan Kumar Sharma ji, eminent speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, on late Sri K.K. Tiwari Memorial International Webinar Series, we have important topic, holistic education. So in this holistic education, we have eminent people, Mrs. Manjula Tiwari, Chancellor, Mansarovar Global University. I welcome her. Mr. Gaurav Tiwari, Prof, Chancellor. I welcome him. Dr. Mithila Prasad Tripathy, former Vice Chancellor, Panini Sanskriti University, INDORE. I welcome again Professor Arun Kumar Pandey, Vice Chancellor, Mansarovar Global University. I welcome you, sir. Next, Dr. Sharma, Chairman, University of Mauritius. Again, I welcome, sir. Buddha Harish Kr Verma from Canada. I welcome you, sir. Next, Mrs. Stina, founder Ayurveda Sweden. I welcome you, madam. Again, Buddha Rajan Patankar, Inventor Physician from Mumbai. I welcome you, sir. Professor Ramadas P, Professor Amrita School of Ayurveda, Kollam. So I welcome all the guests and eminent speakers to this evening webinar on holistic education. It is the most important subject It is required to everybody and every university also. So once again, I welcome all of you to this evening webinar. Thank you. Namaskar. Over to Pavanji.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your kind blessings. I would like to welcome Dr. Rakesh Prakash Nigamji from Indore, Dr. Vishnu Priya Mohanty ji from Goa, Dr. Madhu Sharma from Botany, Dr. Kamlesh Kumar Devedi ji from Government Ayurvedic College, Varanasi. So welcome, sir. First of all, today, though program was from introduction from the managing director, but unfortunately he is busy with the minister at present. He will join very soon. As I would like to request our chief of the family, Sri Arun Pandey ji, respected Arun Pandey ji, will guide us on holistic education as well as Mansarovar Global University also, because I am also unknown regarding various facts and figures of the university. So kindly introduce, sir, university also in your speech. We will be blessed with that. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Dr. Pandey ji is leader of the organization, leading organization successfully from last 7 years, and after 3 decades passed in Delhi University in botany. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan Sharma ji. First of all, we welcome you to the Mansarovar family. That is, we are very, very happy that you have joined the university.
Thank you.
This webinar is being organized in the memory of the person who established the university. And I met late Sri Gaurav Tiwari ji in 2018 when I was invited to interact because the institution was looking for a vice chancellor at that time. I was in University of Delhi, and after meeting Sri Tiwari ji, I was so impressed with his knowledge, the way he discussed the matter and his vision about the holistic education. I immediately thought of joining the university, and I joined the university on August 1st, 2018. And since then, I had a chance to interact with him frequently. And he was a great visionary. I must say that when after joining the university, I interacted with him. He gave me several points that what is his vision and how this entire the education system and what he wants actually from the Mansarovar Global University. And before that, I must tell the audience that Sri Tiwari ji was well-trained, highly distinguished engineer. He not only served our country, but he also went abroad, got training, and after his return, he was in service, as well as he thought of establishing a school. And in 1999, the Mansarovar Public School was started. Before that, he thought of having a Samiti, an NGO, Sri Sai Gramothan Samiti. And under the Samiti, he established the school, Mansarovar Public School. And the idea was that the school should cater to the needs of the less privileged students. And that's why even the fee structure was very, very low. And after that, because of his broad vision, thinking about the education, he established Mansarovar Dental College, and later on Mansarovar Ayurvedic Medical College, Sri Sai Institute of Ayurvedic Research and Medicine, Mansarovar College of Education, Mansarovar Nursing College, and ultimately Mansarovar Global University was established in 2018. So during this journey, the seedling, I must say that the seeds he sown, seeds of education he sown, now that has grown in a fully developed tree. And the education, the entire Mansarovar group is imparting education, especially focusing on the society, supporting the students, giving them a scholarship, freeship, and all other support for holistic education. So, with this brief introduction, today's webinar is being organized in the memory of late Sri K.K. Tiwari ji, and Dr. Pawan Sharma ji thought of having a number of topics in subsequent coming months. But the basic idea was the holistic education, because Mansarovar group of institutions is mainly focusing on quality education, because giving education is not everything. The idea is that it should be socially relevant. Quality education should be given to the children. And in that process, we thought of not only having traditional education, but holistic education. Now, in most of the schools, we all know that there is a traditional education, that is, students are, whether they are in the primary or in the +2 level or even in the university system, they are going to the classroom and they are taught on different subjects by the teachers, and later on they go home either with homework or assignments, and ultimately that is the traditional system of education in most of the educational institutions in India. But on the other hand, this topic, holistic education, is very, very relevant. And now we know that the personality development, it is not only just the teaching process, teaching and learning process, but also the overall development of the students, whether it is a physical, it is like moral, it is psychological, and all aspects. And therefore, besides classroom teaching, it is very, very important that students, they discuss in groups, they go outside, do some project work. So all those aspects are included in the holistic education, and that is what we need today. And in new education policy, the National Education Policy 2020, we all know that there is a revolution, I must say, in this new education policy, that the entire policy is focused on the holistic development of the students. And from the school foundation days, 5 years +3 +3 +4, that is how the students will learn in the foundation course or primary course, and then up to the secondary, and ultimately they will go for higher education. So the focus is learning. If everybody must have read the education policy, that when the students are in 6th standard, they will start learning coding. So the foundation is important. And also, one departure from the earlier education policy is that the learning in mother tongue. I think that is very, very important aspect, because if the teaching is done in the mother tongue, the students learn better as compared to the teaching if it is done in English or other languages. And when we come to the +2 level, we know that earlier a science student, he or she was supposed to take like physics, chemistry, maths, and the biology students, they used to take the biology subject along with chemistry and others. But now there is a freedom for the students. The students get opportunity. If a student wants to know more or learn music, so along with the physics, chemistry, he or she can also study music. That was not in earlier education, and still Madhya Pradesh is one state where new education policy has already been implemented. So, and all the colleges, schools, private universities, either it has already been implemented in the government institution, it is done, and in private institution, it is going to be implemented soon. So in that process, if we come to the degree level, we know that earlier the students, if they leave in between, if there is a 3 years degree course or 4 years degree course, whatever they were studying, if they leave after 1 year, they will get nothing. Again, they have to come back and take admission in first year. So now there is a provision. If they, because of some reason or the other, if they leave after 1 year, they will get certificate. After 2 years, they will get diploma. After 3 years, they will get degree. And after 4 years, the honors with research. Because research is one important component for any country, because without research, we cannot grow. And we have seen this in during Corona period. India became first country which supplied the largest amount of the vaccines to different parts of the world. So we are the largest producer of vaccines, and also not only one vaccine, but other vaccines were also developed indigenously. So research component is very, very important. And in holistic education, we see that even in 4th year, the students will they will go to some industry, they will do research work, internship, there will be project work. So in that process, the students will get exposure, and ultimately they will get better employment opportunities because you have some skill. Nowadays in India also there are a number of universities, some have already come up, some are still in the process, are being established, and there is a focus on skill, because we need persons who are skilled professionally in different areas, and in that process the technological development is important, the training is important. So the holistic approach is very, very important, so that personality development of the student, their speaking capacity, so that they become good orators. All these things are included in national education policy, and a lot of money is also allotted for research work. So those who are interested in doing research work, they can get grant support from the government, and ultimately the idea is that we should focus our research not only in the medical science, but also in agriculture. And we all know that in space technology or other technologies, we have already done well. So I congratulate Dr. Sharma ji, who thought of this particular topic, that why not, when we are dealing with this education process, we should know more about the holistic education. And that was the basic idea of late Sri K.K. Tiwari ji. And unfortunately, he is no more with us. But the idea of working together, holistic approach, the torch is now with the Honorable Chancellor of the Mansarovar Global University, Mrs. Manjula Tiwari, Madam, and also the Pro-Chancellor, Engineer Gaurav Tiwari ji, who are working day and night for making all facilities, giving guidance, direction, and under their stewardship, the university is growing, and it is now, it has been given the, it is a great honor for us that the fastest growing university in central India, Mansarovar Global University is. Now that Dr. Sharma ji has already given indication that I should finish this introductory part. So I welcome on behalf
No, sir. I have not given indication to you. I have messaged Gaurav ji to welcome for joining.
Okay.
Gaurav ji joined on the move. Welcome, Gaurav ji, welcome.
So on behalf of the Chancellor of the University, Mrs. Manjula Tiwari ji, Pro-Chancellor Gaurav Tiwari ji, and my own, I welcome all the distinguished participants in this webinar, and this webinar will continue in coming months on different topics. And now with this brief introduction, I think when Gaurav Tiwari ji is here, he will give more information about how this Mansarovar group of institutions were established under the dynamic stewardship of late Shri K.K. Tiwari. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your blessings. You are our leader of the team, and we are your executives. Thank you, sir. And this series in memory of late Dr. Shri K.K. Tiwari ji will be continued forever. This is my dream in this institute. Not only in this institute, we will organize in all parts of the world to attract Ayurvedic persons, Ayurvedic students towards Ayurveda, and every faculty, not only Ayurveda, because our university has every faculty in our organization. So I am really thankful to you, grateful to you for blessing us on the Eid. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Before inviting Gaurav ji, I would like to communicate that my team is knowing Professor Agnihotri ji, Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji. Everybody is well known that I have vendored in 17 colleges, and really respected Didi, Mrs. Manjula Tiwari ji, and Gaurav, Mr. Gaurav, Engineer Gaurav ji, Pro-Chancellor ji. Really the attitude, the energy, the dedication towards growth of education and the organization. What I have seen in these two leaders and Pandey ji, that was not observed in 17 colleges I vendored in all over India, right from total corners. So the nature of Mrs. Manjula Tiwari ji and the nature of Gaurav ji, the dedication towards organization, they are working day and night to develop the organization, and this is the example, sir. Nobody can dare to open second Ayurvedic college within 2 or 3 years. And the young, energetic Pro-Chancellor of Mansarovar Global University has determined and established under leadership of Manjula Tiwari ji and Pandey ji. This university will progress sky is the limit for this university. I can communicate this only. After having Mansarovar Ayurvedic College, Siaram Ayurvedic College, the daring of Mr. Gaurav ji and respected Didi is so high that they have established a third Ayurvedic college, Mansarovar Global University Faculty of Ayurveda in SEHORE. that is outskirts of Bhopal, but they have created Jungle Mein Mangal, unique infrastructure. Medical college is also coming, which Gaurav ji will introduce. I am unaware of the facts and figures of the university. Then also, I am so impressed that मेरी तलाश यहाँ आके खत्म हो गई. मैं तो यूं बोलता हूँ मैं घर में आ गया. गौरव जी का, मंजुला जी का, पांडे जी का ऐसा आशीर्वाद और स्नेह मिला कि बस यूं लगा कि मेरी दीदी मिल गई और मेरे को मेरा घर मिल गया. अग्निहोत्री जी, शर्मा जी, ईश जी, सभी लोग जानते हैं कि थोड़ा अलग ही विचारधारा का आदमी हूँ. आयुर्वेद को बढ़ाना चाहता हूँ और उसमें मेरे को आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद चाहिए. मैं समय नष्ट न करते हुए आदरणीय के तिवारी जी को पुनः श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं. उनके एब्सेंस में जिस तरह से कुशल दक्षता से आदरणीय मेरी दीदी मंजुला तिवारी जी ने इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को संभाला और उनके पद चिन्हों का अनुकरण करते हुए गौरव जी इतने डिटरमाइंड होकर इसको लीड कर रहे हैं. रियली सैल्यूट, हेड्स ऑफ टू देम. पांडे जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका. मैं अब गौरव जी को आमंत्रित करता हूं. गौरव जी मानसरोवर के बारे में हमें निर्देशित.
में क्या आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल, क्लियर.
सर्वप्रथम मैं सभी सम्माननीय जनों को नमस्कार करता हूँ और माफी चाहता हूँ कि मैं अभी घर नहीं पहुँच पाया हूँ. आज हमारे समूह के शिक्षकों और आसपास प्रदेश से आए विभिन्न जगहों के शिक्षकों के लिए हमने एक शिक्षक सम्मान समारोह आयोजित किया था, जिसमें हमारे प्रदेश के माननीय स्कूल शिक्षा मंत्री इंदर सिंह परमार जी एवं संस्कृति मंत्री सुश्री उषा ठाकुर जी यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं. और हमने न केवल मानसरोवर परिवार के शिक्षकों का, जो पूरे मध्य प्रदेश से आए विभिन्न स्कूलों से और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से जो शिक्षक आए थे, स्टूडेंट्स आए थे, उनका मैं थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया हूँ. मुझे बड़ा बुरा लग रहा है कि आप लोगों को शायद कुछ देर इंतजार करना पड़ा. मेरा दोनों हाथ जोड़ के आपसे मैं क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ और प्रयास करूंगा कि अगली बार इस तरह से लेट ना हो. बट इट वाज नॉट इन माय हैंड्स. आई रियली रिग्रेट बीइंग लेट, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली आई वाज प्रोन टू द सर्कमस्टेंस. मैं देख सकता हूँ कि हमारे उसमें हमारे सम्माननीय वाइस चांसलर महोदय डॉक्टर अरुण कुमार पांडे जी, जो केवल एक मार्गदर्शक की भूमिका में नहीं, अभी तो एक अभिभावक की भूमिका में भी हमेशा मेरे लिए रहे हैं और आगे भी रहेंगे. ऐसे पांडे जी का मैं उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ, उनका स्वागत करता हूँ. वीके अग्निहोत्री साहब, प्रोफेसर शर्मा साहब, रामदास जी और हमारे इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजक सम्माननीय और जिनको अब मैं अपना एक मेंटर के रूप में देखता हूँ, बड़े रूप से देखता हूँ, ऐसे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है देखकर कि पिताजी के नाम से और उनकी स्मृति में इस कार्यक्रम को आयोजित किया जा रहा है और इसको एक सीरीज का रूप दिया गया है. मैं आशा करता हूँ कि इस कार्यक्रम का सफल आयोजन लगातार हर हफ्ते इसी तरह और इसके माध्यम से बच्चों को आयुर्वेद के एवं अन्य सांस्कृतिक विषयों में जानकारियां प्राप्त होती रहेंगी. मानसरोवर परिवार है हमारा, एक समूह नहीं है, एक बिजनेस यूनिट नहीं है. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हमारे परिवार के 2 बड़े लोग इसमें ऑलरेडी जुड़ चुके हैं और जल्द ही और भी कई सारे लोग इसमें आकर जुड़ेंगे और अपने आप जैसे विद्वानों का भी सहयोग हमारे इस कार्यक्रम में बना रहेगा. मेरे पिताश्री के बारे में मैं कुछ संक्षिप्त में बताना चाहूँगा. मेरे पिता श्री कमलकांत तिवारी जी 1975 में एक ट्रक में भोपाल आए थे, क्योंकि मेरे दादाजी दरोगा होते थे. छिंदवाड़ा करके एक जगह है वहाँ पे. और जब पिताजी ने स्टेट में फर्स्ट रैंक प्राप्त करी, तब 11वीं तक ही होता है, तो जब फर्स्ट रैंक स्टेट में प्राप्त करी तो यहाँ का जो सबसे अच्छा रीजनल इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज था वो भोपाल में था. वहाँ पे उन्होंने अप्लाई किया, वहाँ से उनको एडमिशन का ऑफर आया. तो भोपाल आने की व्यवस्था उस समय थी नहीं, तो छिंदवाड़ा में ऐसी बैरिकेडिंग जैसे आजकल रोडों पे होती है हुई थी. और एक ट्रक को रोक के हमारे दादाजी से पूछा कि भाई कहाँ जा रहे हो? उसने बोला भोपाल जा रहा हूँ. तो उन्होंने वो होलडाल जो होते थे वो उस ट्रक में डाला और पिताजी को बिठा दिया. बोले मेरा बेटा है, इसको भी छोड़ो. पुराना भोपाल जो है वहाँ पे पिताजी को इस ट्रक ने छोड़ दिया। वहां से गोलडाल को खिसकाते हुए किसी तरह से यहाँ उनके मौसा रहा करते थे उनके घर गए, जिन्होंने उनको स्कूटर पे बिठाया और MA NIT के हॉस्टल, MA NIT तो अब हो गया है, पहले वो MA सिटी होता था, रीजनल इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज होता था भोपाल में, वहाँ पे छोड़ दिया। वहां से उनकी यात्रा चालू हुई। उसके बाद उन्होंने अपना इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग में BE किया। BE के बाद उन्होंने मास्टर्स किया और उसके बाद वो देश के इकलौते इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर बने जिनको नॉर्वेजियन स्कॉलरशिप मिली और उन्होंने अपनी फेलोशिप करी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ट्रॉन्डहाइम नॉर्वे से इलेक्ट्रिकल ट्रांसमिशन में, जिसके बाद वो 2 वर्ष और यूरोप में रहे और वहाँ पे काम करने की बजाय योगा सिखाना चालू कर दिया, क्योंकि योगा में ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट है। तो हमेशा जीवन में उनके लिए ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट ये था कि उनका पैशन क्या है, और जैसे कि यंग हम जब होते हैं तो हमारा पैशन लगातार बदलता रहता है, तो उनका पैशन जब भी बदलता था तो उसको बड़े दिल से फॉलो करते थे। इसी कड़ी में चीजें कुछ परिवार के लिए मुश्किल हुई भोपाल में, यहाँ भारत में, तो वो वापस आ गए। यहाँ पे अपनी पारिवारिक जिम्मेदारियों का निर्वाहन किया और निर्वाहन करने हेतु नौकरी भी लेनी पड़ती है ताकि घर का खर्चा चल सके। तो मध्य प्रदेश इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड है, सरकारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, सब जगह जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड होते हैं स्टेट्स में, उस तरह से वहाँ पे उन्होंने एज अ जूनियर इंजीनियर ज्वाइन किया और 2004 में उन्होंने वहाँ से VRS लिया था। तब तक वो सुपरिटेंडिंग इंजीनियर जो उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का शायद सबसे हाईएस्ट पे स्केल होता है, और ये उनकी कहानी है। पर इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि उन्होंने शिक्षा के क्षेत्र पर जाने की उनकी रुचि हमेशा से इसलिए थी क्योंकि वह स्टार्टिंग से ही शायद एक इंजीनियर कम थे, एक एकेडमिशियन ज्यादा थे। उनमें सीखने सिखाने की रुचि बहुत ज्यादा थी, पढ़ने पढ़ाने की रुचि बहुत ज्यादा थी। इसलिए जब एक जमीन खरीदने का मौका मिला तो भोपाल के आउटस्कर्ट्स में कोलार डैम के पहले ही एक जमीन उन्होंने खरीदी। इस जमीन में 1999 में जब उन्होंने स्कूल खोला था तब हमारे यहाँ पे 50 टीचर्स थे और 50 स्टूडेंट्स थे और 5 टीचर्स थे, 8 टीचर्स थे। और शाम को 7 बजे के बाद आप जा नहीं सकते थे क्योंकि ये एक राता पानी अभ्यारण्य है, उससे बहुत पास में हुआ करता था। तो शाम को तेंदुए, टाइगर वगैरह घूमते थे, लोगों को उठा के ले आते थे, बड़ा मुश्किल माहौल रहता था। और अभी यह भोपाल शहर का एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हिस्सा कोलार रोड बन गया है। और मेरे को आपको बताते हुए प्रसन्नता होती है कि मानसरोवर पब्लिक स्कूल के नाम का अब मेट्रो स्टेशन भोपाल में प्लान है, और जब मेट्रो आने वाली है तो मानसरोवर स्कूल के नाम का मेट्रो स्टेशन भी बनेगा। जब भी आप लोग भोपाल पधारेंगे तो आपको रेलवे स्टेशन से मेट्रो लेनी है और मानसरोवर स्कूल के लिए पर उतरना है और आप हमारे घर में, हमारे प्रांगण में, हमारे परिवार में प्रवेश कर सकते हैं। तो यह इस मानसरोवर समूह की और मेरे पिताजी के संघर्ष की कहानी है। पसीने से सींची हुई ये जो मानसरोवर की मिट्टी है, इसको परिपूर्ण करने में जो सहयोग हमारे परिवार के लोगों का, हमारे शिक्षकों का, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स का, उनके अभिभावकों का जो भरोसा है वो रहा है। और अभी तक मुझे कभी इस कहानी को इस तरह से बताने का मौका नहीं मिला, तो इसलिए मैं फिर से शुक्रगुजार हूँ पवन शर्मा जी का कि उन्होंने शायद हमारी इस भावना को समझा, ये इस कहानी को सुना, समझा और इसको एक बेहतर स्वरूप में प्रस्तुत करने का ये मौका दिया। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। मैं अपनी वाणी को इधर ही विराम दूंगा।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद गौरव जी। Hats off to your dedication, energy, dynamism and leadership in this young age. I really hats off. I have not seen mature enough guy in this age. Excellent, Gaurav ji, excellent. Now I would like to request Dr. Sharma from Mauritius. He is the chair of Ayurveda in University of Mauritius and developing Ayurveda in Mauritius on behalf of Government of India. So I would like to welcome him and request him that if any candidate is there in Mauritius who is interested to study Ayurveda, I can recommend him well up to my deep core of heart that please recommend Mansarovar Global University and Mansarovar and CRM. All three colleges are well equipped, well established, and well infrastructured with the excellent faculty. This is my request, Professor
Dr.
T. Sharma.
Dr. Sharma
From
ji,
us.
I will, Dr.
Yes,
Sharma ji, I
yes,
will
Pandey
just,
please.
uh,
Pandey please.
we will sign MOU
Right.
with the institute in Mauritius, where
Yes, sir. Dr. E. Sharma is ready for that.
yes. So we welcome him here in Mansarovar, and we will sign MOU and for a exchange of the faculty, exchange of the students, and it would be great honor for all of us.
Yeah, this is a great idea, Honorable Vice Chancellor Pandey sir, and I'm very happy to listen to the concept because like many people are progressing, like they start with a small division, then they keep on commercially growing, and eventually, because they have to grow and reach somewhere, they end up opening the universities, which are sometimes which are the bigger shops than smaller shops, like a halwai, opens bigger sweet shops when he grows up. So I very well know Pawan Sharma ji, who is a man of action. He's a man of little words and more work. His work speaks louder than his words. He doesn't shout like us, but his work always travels, his reputation travels ahead of him. So I believe seeing the dedication, seeing the young blood behind the concept, and the visionary launch which already offered to the Mansarovar group by the founding chairperson, and the legacy being carried forward by the family and by the stalwarts like yourself, Pandey ji, and Pawan ji supporting you. I foresee a wonderful future, and what a great idea. We surely, before we meet, we could be meeting. I don't know when we'll be meeting. Why not to Namaskar, ma'am. Why not to write a mail or like immediately you could be sending one proposal to me, to the University of Mauritius, that this is how the Mansarovar Institute, this is the backdrop, so many colleges, schools, and the vision, and we want to enter into a faculty and the student exchange and training program with the University of Mauritius.
That
So,
would be great.
because yeah. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
since our Pro-Chancellor, Engineer Gaurav Tiwari ji also is here, and so immediately I will discuss
Yes.
with him tomorrow, and then we will send
Yes.
a letter to you and the university that we would like to sign MOU for the all academic activities, because we have 3 Ayurvedic colleges. We are the only institution in the whole country where we have 3 Ayurvedic colleges here. So I think it would be great idea
Wonderful.
and great venture for all of us. And Gaurav will definitely, he will like to speak a few words about our MOU program. Gaurav.
Wonderful.
Hi, AJ, I think you have not completed.
Yeah, surely. Maybe I would like to take this opportunity, Gauravji, like I should make the best of your presence, and Vardhi ma'am also sitting, maybe will not be more fortunate. Maybe you could be moving on. You were already traveling, and maybe if I could, because not knowing you, I can take more liberty at suggesting you something. Where we fail, at Pavanji will very much be seconding me. Where we fail is when we take this up as a college and not as the hospital. The hospital is taken as a liability, and we don't run hospital to the full capacity, and we somehow manage it. If you keep the hospital as a top priority, this will be the biggest service to the mankind, biggest service to Ayurveda. And then, will you believe, I have been principal at Ayurveda colleges, and I have been faculty at at least 8 government and private colleges. What I see is students are not getting enough opportunity to train their hands on the clinical skills. They have to rush to, will you believe, a small compounder or a BMS doctor or MBBS doctor or a nurse, they somehow, because the whole institute with 100 beds cannot teach them clinical skills, and they have to go to like small OPDs to learn to hone their clinical skills. That is where, if you keep your hospitals at the top priority, and Pavanji being from Ayurveda, because Pandey has to see so many things, not only Ayurveda, he has to overall oversee everything. My suggestion would be, I can see the top management, you should be visiting Mauritius. I welcome you. You have a go around. I show you the Ayurveda infrastructure over here, and if put forward rightly, because I have worked like every year for 2 months to 3 months, I used to stay in Europe, many European countries teaching Ayurveda. And my model was very simple. Staying in Europe for 3 months, because I could not stay more than 90 days because of my work permit, my working visa. So we used to be in Europe for 2 to 3 months, many countries, and I would be getting the patients back to India for Panchkarma treatment. And this we have been doing for last like 15 years. So, and that too, we have been doing that at very small clinic with, like, will you believe, 2 rooms only. So we could never have more than 4 patients at a time, but you will be having 3 colleges, means more than 200 beds. You have got more than 200 beds. It can be a global like landmark, where Mansarovar Ayurveda services can be a global landmark, where you can attract people because of your revered father's reputation from Europe, his inclination towards yoga, your backdrop, and we all being with you. You can really look forward to pitching Mansarovar as a real Ayurveda healthcare system. And will you believe, from Europe, we only got those patients to India who are incurable as per the Western medicine. Because there, you know very well about Europe, when the patients are coming to me from Germany, England, Holland, Belgium, every country, everything is free there because they are insured. Everything is free. So speak and span, such high quality treatment. What a hygiene. Now they are coming to India, which is not very hygienic. They have never been to India. They are paying out of their pocket. Still, they are repeating. When a patient with cancer comes to me, we tell, okay, you have to come every 6 months, you have to come every year because of your autoimmune disorder or XYZ difficult problem. You will be with us 2 months every year. And the patients are repeating. There are many who are coming for 10 years. They have came 8 to 10 times. First time they could come by mistake. I confused them, I lured them, I befooled them. आइए बहुत अच्छा, एक बार तो गलती हो जाएगी, हमको बहला के फुसला के बेवकूफ बना के ले आए, है ना? But the results they get, the results are not my magic. Ayurveda is so magnanimous, so wonderful. Even whatever you do, every Ayurveda person will be having a different approach, but Ayurveda works. Ayurveda is such a panacea, such a magic wand. It doesn't fail. So I really look forward to seeing you. An invitation from Pavanji and Pandey to be at the Mansarovar metro station someday in Bhopal and be with you all. So really looking forward.
We welcome you all. You also to visit Mansarovar someday, I think.
For sure.
Guruji will extend invitation to you.
No, not required. I surely will be there. Whenever I'm in India,
how often do you travel to India, Sharma ji?
In the last 10 months, I came to India for 10 days only in the month of June.
Right.
Yeah, so now I'm expecting my next travel by maybe January.
So maybe, Dr. Saab, next time you can make it a travel for 14 days and spend 4 days at Mansarovar. So we can take wisdom of your expertise.
No, I'm always learning from Pavanji, and still, will you believe, I'm still not fortunate enough to see him in person. I'm looking forward to the day when I'll be able to meet Pavanji and you all. And maybe if I could take, Pawanji, if you permit me 2 more minutes.
पवन जी आज आप ही आप हैं भाई.
In fact, I just want to interrupt because I was just going through the participants and I'm extremely excited to see KK Devedi sir from Banaras. He's also joined, and he is also like a guru to me, a mentor to me. So, hello sir, I just wanted to interrupt everybody to say hi to you.
Great. Yeah. Yes, Pawanji. आप म्यूट हैं पवन जी.
Yes, kindly continue, Ichi. We will call
Okay,
the
because I believe I am speaking out of turn because I did not know the itinerary and I do not really know what the schedule was. So I don't want to overshoot. Maybe if you still want, maybe I can give you a little backdrop of what we have done in last 10 months in Mauritius. That can be something interesting because this interested me the most, the holistic education. What a wonderful topic Pandey ji has brought forward, holistic education. If I take 2 more minutes, upon reaching to Mauritius, what I observed, my first observation was, as Pawan ji knows about the background, Mauritius has got more than double the world average when it comes to non-communicable diseases. Diabetes, obesity, heart diseases, cancer, skin diseases, respiratory disorders. They are more than 2.5 times when you compare to the global average. So now we thought, what can Ayurveda do? Because Ayurveda chair is in Mauritius for the first time. Now I was thinking what can be done. That is where I was fortunate to see Honorable Vice Prime Minister Madam, who happens to be the Education Minister as well. I requested her that maybe Madam, if you want your future generation to be healthier, then you have to introduce Ayurveda and yoga tips in the primary school curriculum. And she liked the idea. She put me across her officers, and like within no time, will you believe, within 3 months, the Parliament on May 27th passed this resolution, approved the idea that grades 1 to 6, that is called primary education in Mauritius, and the grades 7 to 12 are called college. If you're in class 7, then you are a college student in Mauritius. So 1st to 6th is a primary. The primary schools will be now having Ayurveda and yoga tips for their healthcare, which is a great development which we still do not have in India. And we look forward to having this soon in India as well. The work is in progress, and very soon India being such a huge country, and the education being the state subject, this is not as easy as it was in Mauritius. But still, our Honorable Secretary Sir was very happy to know this development, and he really appreciated, and he really visualized that maybe if the same thing can be duplicated to India as well. This is one. Second is, we, as rightly questioned by Sharma ji like half an hour back, we are coming up with one big Ayurveda college and hospital in Mauritius, which is funded by the government of India, and it will be 50-bedded Ayush hospital. It is in the drawing phase, and the construction can take off, I believe, within 6 months. The third big thing what we are doing is the Rashtrapati Bhavan, President House in Mauritius, is developing one Ayurvedic garden. This could be the only President Palace or Rashtrapati Bhavan in the world which will have an Ayurvedic garden. It is not a herbal garden. It is Ayurvedic garden where I am the in charge, and I have given them a list of 80 plants which can grow very well in Mauritius, out of which 30 will be imported from India and 50 are available locally. All the landscaping designing has been done, and the Honorable President was like, he has got such a wonderful vision. He told me, whenever any state guest comes to me, any president or prime minister, I will take them to my Ayurvedic garden and show the strength of herbs. Now, this is so fascinating to know. And will you believe, every month he personally takes 2 meetings, not only his staff, there is a committee of 20 members. He personally would be there taking two meetings every month, and he personally would be ensuring everything like budgeting, finance, design, planning, architecture, engineering. He is very much into everything very much personally. So there are some nice developments, I believe. And last, as I was updating you like some time back, Mauritius becomes the only country where all the 5 Ayush components are approved. Unani and Siddha were not approved. And last month, because we were working very hard on this, last month the Parliament has passed the resolution that now Siddha and Unani are also approved medical systems in Mauritius. So now we can, because I'm here to promote Ayush, like not only Ayurveda, but we have to take care of all the 5 components. Now, there will be government jobs in Mauritius engaging Siddha doctors and Unani doctors as well. So this seems to be like, I believe, things are really going on fast and maybe sorry for taking so much of your precious time, Pavanji. I think I should stop now and there can be some interaction if you want. Namaskar to all.
Thank you, Dr. Ish. Only 2 things I would like to request you, that as we from Mansarovar would like to request you on behalf of India, please recommend patient to Mansarovar Hospital. We will try to develop a foreigner section there. If you guide us that how should be our hospital and what should be the strategy to promote it scientifically, definitely we will be opening our doors to foreign patients and we will arrange those facilities in our group. So the image of Ayurveda will be so high as per your satisfaction. This is my request. I will request Pandey ji and Gaurav ji to establish whenever you come to India, please visit Mansarovar, and not only Mauritius. We would like to welcome students and patients from all over the world.
Yes.
Please guide us to start short courses for foreigner also, because our Mansarovar Global University is there. We can start short.
I'm sorry to interrupt again, but we are definitely making a 8-room facility. These are all private rooms, will be air conditioned and will be hygienically maintained for foreign what do we call them, patients. And I think once it is developed and it is ready to be used, we will. I'm sorry, there's some network issue. Yeah. So once they are ready to be used, we will like to share the images and the videos with you as well. And we will also look for inputs in a way, because you already have experience of what they are expecting from a facility like this. So we'll also look for inputs from your end so that we can make things better for them. So we want to make a conscious effort towards this, because obviously what happens is in India, we are not ready to accept our culture, our अपनी संस्कृति को हम तब तक नहीं मानने को तैयार होते जब तक कोई फॉरेनर उसको अप्रिशिएट नहीं करता.
Very unfortunate, really.
हमारा हल्दी वाला दूध जब तक टर्मरिक लाटे नहीं बन गया स्टारबक्स में, तब तक और योगा का जब तक पेटेंट नहीं होने लगा अमेरिका में, तब तक हमने उसको अप्रिशिएट नहीं किया. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मे बी 1, 2, 3 whatever number of these foreign patients when they come, I think it will be good for the hospital as a whole. क्योंकि लोग जब उनको आते हुए देखेंगे, जब हमारी जो मार्केटिंग और जो ब्रांडिंग एक्टिविटीज है उनमें हम उनको प्रमोट करेंगे, तो शायद ये ओवरऑल उस हॉस्पिटल के परफॉर्मेंस के लिए भी अच्छा होगा. लुकिंग फॉर योर कमेंट इज.
वेरी ट्रू, वंडरफुल, रियली. बिकॉज जब योगा बन के वापस आया है ना, तभी हम लोग योग को पहचान पाए और अप्रिशिएट कर पाए, बिकॉज फॉरेनर्स योगा कर रहे हैं. Like that is where this is really a very strange irony that we appreciate when because we seek so much of external validation. When the foreigners approve, then we feel okay, now we are right. If they do not approve our dhoti, then we are happy with the tie and coat even in the month of June and July. So that is where this is really irony. This is really pity. But one day will come when we will be proudly pitching our wisdom to the world, and the world will follow. Pavanji, thank you very much for the opportunity. And over to you. And anything for me, I'll be available to discuss and share. Namaskar to all. Namaskar, Pandey.
Thank you, sir. But thank you, Dr. Ish. We will be requesting your guidance forever for this institute. This is our humble request. So thank you very much, Dr. Ish. We are expecting students also from abroad. We are expecting patients also from abroad. And definitely, if you will guide and according to the demand of the world, global demand, we can start short-term courses as in foreign for Ayurvedic foreigners also. So that will also be a charm for foreign students to learn Ayurveda in scientific way. That is also a great idea. Thank you. Thank you very much for guiding us on the topic. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to request Dr. K.K. Dwivedi is here. Am I audible to you, Dr. K.K. Dwivedi ji? Hari Om, Hari Om. Swagatam.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om.
हाँ, गौरव जी आपको याद कर रहे थे, गौरव जी।
मैं किसी मीटिंग में हूँ। मैं किसी मीटिंग में था।
जय हो, जय हो, जय हो। क्या बात, क्या बात। ये हाइब्रिड हो गई।
नहीं, ये ज्वाइन तो कर लिया था। ज्वाइन तो शुरू से कर लिया था। एक्चुअली मैंने मैसेज देखा आपका। I joined also timely also. I'm with you. किसी फंक्शन में था इसलिए वो वीडियो मैंने ऑफ कर दिया था जी।
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही द्विवेदी जी।
व्हाट टू डू सर? हाँ ठीक है, एक सेकंड।
हाँ, आज होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन पर विषय था। कल आपको आयुष में होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन के विषय पर बोलना है। कल आप वक्ता भी हैं। आज आप आशीर्वाद दीजिए मंच को। आपके आशीर्वाद, गौरव जी आपको याद कर रहे थे, बड़ी तारीफ कर रहे थे। गौरव जी आपसे मिल चुके हैं संभवतः।
रिस्पेक्टेड प्रोफेसर पवन शर्मा जी।
जी सर।
The great organizer of the series of the events, our Chancellor ma'am from Mansarovar University, Pro Chancellor Gaurav Tiwari ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Pandey ji, a number of other persons and faculty members are here. Today it is very effective initiation for the holistic education with what we are taking. I feel that what is holistic? And if we talk about the holistic education, in the terms of subject, from primary schooling to the higher education, that is one approach. Under one roof, all these facilities are going on in this great university. What are the things which we have to keep in mind? From ancient traditions to the advancements of science and technology, that is one approach. Even in Banaras University, the great visionary of this BHU, Pandit Malviji was saying, it is in Kulgit, Prachi Pratichika Mela Sundar. So the aim of a education is to make a student an ideal human being of Bharatvarsh. I specifically say Bharatvarsh. To follow the rules, traditions of Indian philosophy, the human values, the culture, the code of conducts, and whatever is in our ancient science and tradition. The basic aim of the holistic education is to provide a platform to stand on own feet. That should be cheaper, affordable, I want to say. And that is, I have seen the Mansarovar universities, their traditions, they are following this. If a person is useful for the society, not for the job seeker, they should be job provider, not job seeker, as our Honorable Prime Minister says. I feel we have to change the plan, strategies according to the new norms of the education policy. And in that light, we have to prepare for the education. I feel that I'm the only person, but you will also agree who usually say about these things. Today, we want to listen our speakers. We want to know that what is their approach. These few things I would like to say on this very occasion with the remembrance of late K.K. Tiwari ji. I feel that the team of Mansarovar will follow the path what he has shown to the society, to the university. It was a dream to provide education for all. In that very remote area, what Gaurav ji was saying, in a hard situation, they have started the things. I wish all the best for their future endeavors, and thankful to the organizers, the participants, the faculty members, and others. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Dwivedi ji. Thank you very much. कल आपको आयुष पे इनोवेटिव टीचिंग स्ट्रेटेजी पे आपका आशीर्वचन कल चाहेंगे. Kindly be prepared for that holistic education in Ayush, because my theme is there that the student, whoever is passing Ayurveda or any stream, that should be academy ready, that should be research ready, that should be institute ready, that should be industry ready. In my opinion, that should be also included in the definition of holistic, that everybody will be job giver, not job seeker, as Dwivedi ji was saying. Excellent, Dwivedi ji. Really great. Really. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you much, sir.
Gaurav ji.
प्रणाम कर रहा हूँ, कैसे? I hope
everything. I'm fine. Or I'm happy to see you after a long time.
It's been a while.
Thank you. Actually, I'm in a program of the Teachers' Day. One of the teachers who is going to be felicitated just now. In this felicitation program of the Teachers' Day, I'm here in some hotel. Program has been started, so I will be there only as a listener. The video will be off there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you so much. I'll call you afterwards.
ये हमारे गाइड हैं, हमारे भाई हैं. द्विवेदी जी इस वेबिनार सीरीज के कर्ता धर्ता हैं.
ये मेरे भी गुरु है सर.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
We have one very strong fundamental in common.
आज ये सेमिनार का समय चेंज होने के कारण मेरे 3 स्पीकर थोड़े लेट जुड़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि 7:30 बजे से अमेरिका में आज वेबिनार रहती है. तो पहले हम लोगों का कार्यक्रम 6 बजे था, लेकिन चूंकि 7:30 बजे किया तो प्रोफेसर मदन थंगवेलू, डॉक्टर हरीश वर्मा एंड स्टीना, will join us after completion of their webinar in USA. So they will be also joining within time. I would like to request now inventor and practitioner of Sukshma medicine in Ayurveda, that is on the verse of homeopathy medicine, Gauravji. That is also unique creative concept to make effective and cheap, affordable Ayurvedic medicine out of our costliest Ayurvedic medicine. I welcome Rajan Patankar sir from Mumbai. Welcome. Welcome.
एक मिनट के लिए पवन जी आपको डिस्टर्ब करूंगा
जरूर.
मेरा 10 मिनट में
आप डिस्टर्ब शब्द मत बोला करो, आप लोगों का प्लेटफॉर्म है.
बिल्कुल. एक 10 मिनट में एक दूसरा वेबिनार स्टार्ट होने वाला है. अभी यहाँ पर 7:30 होने वाले हैं मॉरिशस में, तो मुझे वो ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा. तो बहुत अच्छा लगा आप सबके साथ आके, और मैं ट्राई करूंगा अब ज्यादा रेगुलर हम लोग साथ में रहेंगे.
नहीं, आप अब इस मानसरोवर इंस्टीट्यूट के गाइड हैं, एम्बेसडर हैं और हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन हैं. आप जैसा कहेंगे हम लोग वैसा करने को तैयार हैं. हमें पूरी ग्लोबल यूनिवर्सिटी को ग्लोबल बनाना है, बस इतनी सी ख्वाहिश है.
बिल्कुल होगा.
थैंक यू.
नमस्कार पांडे जी, इजाजत चाहूंगा. नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. थैंक यू डॉक्टर ईश फॉर ज्वाइनिंग.
अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलकर के डॉक्टर शर्मा.
नहीं, बहुत बहुत बढ़िया जी. आई एम फॉर्चुनेट. What a wonderful team you have got, and all the credit goes to Pawan ji. His hard work, learning a lot from him. Namaskar ji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ish. Thank you very much.
Pleasure having you.
So now I would like to request Rajan Patankar ji for his guidance on holistic approach of teaching.
Yes. सभी जो महानुभाव उनको प्रणाम. सबके नाम लेते बैठूंगा और उनके बारे में बोलता रहूंगा तो और भी समय जाएगा. तो सीधे विषय में जाता हूं कि आई एम नॉट इन्वेंटर ऑफ सूक्ष्म औषधि. द इन्वेंटर इज डॉक्टर. he was from Konkan area. He used to prepare those medicines, and that is, his name was Mama Mahajan. So that's why I'm not the inventor. I'm the supporter, and I'm taking his thoughts and the preparations through all the webinars and through my Dadaji, I should say, Sharma ji. So I'm always with him. So that's why, straight away coming to the point, holistic education, in my opinion, must start from the birth. Because nowadays, the family, which were previously joint families, they are now nuclear. So in my opinion, the grandfather and grandmother who used to teach so many things right from the childhood, including how to behave in people or how to respect the elderly persons. That was also taught to them. Then how to learn about everything right from the school to college, and to when you are in a job, how to behave there and how to communicate with each and everyone. That is a part of the holistic education, in my opinion. As per original texts in Ayurveda, there are so many different thoughts written in the text. The qualities of the Vaidya or the patient, I think so, and in my opinion, should be holistic. Because when we come across with the patient's psychology and how to treat him, first of all psychologically and then with medication, is also, in my opinion, most important. Then proper diagnosis and proper advice about the disease, or I should say about the patient's thoughts should be taken off, and then cost of the medicines, and advise him proper guidance. Because nowadays panchakarma is booming like nothing. So that's why panchakarma, in my opinion, should not be carried out to each and every patient, because Shramana Chikitsa is also more useful. In my opinion, the Vaidya should be first a good counselor, then a good listener, then a awareness about all the patches or all the things going around should be known to the Vaidya if he has to treat a patient in a good manner. And then at last, he should be a good physician. As we say, as a chair has got 4 legs, the 4 legs of the Ayurveda, that Vaidya, the patient, the compounder, and the medicine should be taken care of. After pandemic, so many psychological disorders are coming through, and more and more seen in the patients nowadays. So importance of our 3 gunas, sattva, raja, tama, should be also taken care of while seeing a patient of a psychosomatic disorder. That's my opinion. And post-COVID management of mind and body is also, in my opinion, a holistic approach. I might be wrong. So Agnihotriji or the senior persons will guide it properly. And last and most important, that each treatment of Ayurveda has or can not be a protocol, because it differs from Prakriti, that the constitution of the patient, it varies from person to person, and proper guidance should be given to the patient. In holistic approach, I should say, ki mind and body of our and the patient and the society should be taken care of. Thank you. My thoughts will be something different, but in my opinion, these are my thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajan Patankar, sir. Thank you very much. Your vision is always thought-provoking. Excellent, sir. And now I would like to request my dear brother, Dr. Ramadas Ji. And Ramadas Ji is already revolutionary educationalist. He is really, his thoughts are very much true in the sense that we should execute them. And for Ayurveda or for education, he is really means great speaker. Welcome, Dr. Ramadas, Kollam, professor from Kollam.
Good evening to everybody. Actually, when you use the term holistic education, this is first established in the technical term by the Greek people. You know that, like Sanskrit, the oldest language is Greek language. Both the languages now in the modern age is considered as a dead language, but both these languages gave a lot of science to the society. Actually, holistic approach is the thing that which is first told by, in the technical terminology, by the Greek people. They tell that the aim of holistic education is mind, body, and spirit, each person identify meaning, purpose in life through connection to their local community, to the natural world, and humanitarian values such as compassion and peace. If you take this as the main aim of holistic education, you know, it was very much practiced in Indian society without giving the terminology holistic, that's all. Because anything that which is done or established in Indian science or Indian literature was holistic in its approach. The very important thing is, you know that Sadhya Yoga definition. Jidatma is the word they use it for Sadhya Yoga. Yuna Pumso Jidatma. When you wanted to have a Jidatmatvam, a person has to be self-realized. How a person can be self-realized? Unless and until he knows the society and what is going on around him, he can never be a self-realized person. What is really the self-realization? Is it simply Aham Brahmasmi? Never. He finds the society in a larger sense, and he sees that himself in each creation in that society, and he understands the pain and the need of that society where he is surviving. So this is actually the self-realization, because what is the purpose of his life? It's not simply packing his bags, packing his bank account. No, never. It is not really the purpose of a human life. He has some service towards the society where he is living. So when you create a education policy, that which does this, then you can call it as a holistic approach of education. This is the very important factor. If you take it from lower class, if you take it from first standard or LKG, UKG, whatever you tell. Presently, the society is filled with private colleges, private schools with complete facilities, a lot of things. But you go to the village, you can find out there are children, they do not have even bench, they do not have even blackboard, they do not have anything. You take your children to these institutions, spend some 2 days, 3 days with them, and teach your rich children that like this also community is there in the society. You started from 5th standard, enough. 1 to 4th standard, let them enjoy whatever the facilities around them. But you started from 5th standard to show what really is going on in the Indian villages, where the people are really struggling. If you can develop such a mind in the young children, certainly they will not go behind much modern lifestyles, which really divert all their mental strengths to the wrong purposes or the bad habits in their life. This is one way of holistic approach of education. And next part of the holistic education is experimental learning and places signification and relationships and primary human values within the learning environment. You just imagine within the learning environment, not as something different. So if you can provide such things within the learning, you don't have to create such a big syllabus for it in the curriculum. If you can plan it, you know, it is something very, very experimental. If you take BAMS students, I told on this platform many times, if you take BAMS students, we say that there are only 100 beds, the children will not get maximum practice for clinical. You just take the children to the village around you, around your college. You choose some 10 ward. You make the children from first year onwards visit that villages. Ask them to have a census of the plants over there which are having medicinal property. How the soil property is, how they are growing in that one, what type of diseases the people are suffering over there, what is their income sources, how can they manage their treatment, how many people depend on different types of medical sciences. Let them learn from first year. Why do we put them every time around the 4 walls? Why do we put them around the laboratories? More than that, what laboratory you can get? Living laboratory is there in the villages. That is a holistic approach. And if you say the educational policy of the very old Indian style, Gandhiji is the person who has created the holistic approach. All-round development of a personality is really the purpose of education, is the definition given by Indian educational philosophy by the great father of nation, Mahatma Gandhiji. He included the craft, drawing, etc. in the syllabus itself. And there was a 10 to 15 days in October 2nd, we'll call it a Sevanavaram. There the children will be taken to the villages, hospitals, and there was social services along with the educational system. Now, everything is missing. Everybody is concentrating in the examination. You don't call it as traditional method of education. It is really making the children machines for learning, just an instrument for learning. They are not getting experimental learning at all. They are not getting the chance to understand what really going around them. They invest money, their interest is only earning money. So this is the way our education policies and systems are going on. You just put a full stop, at least a semicolon for it, and bring them to the society and make them learn what really is going on around us. This is another holistic approach that which we can have. I will call it as democratic approach of education is really for the people, by the people, and meant for the people, not for our pocket, not for our bank deposits. Let us have such a thought, and you see it will be really the term holy divine, will be over there. This is what is Indian Sanatana Dharma. Without Aham Brahmasmi, there is no education. There is no education. Unless and until you identify with the fellow men, with the fellow plants, with the fellow animals, you can never call you as a human being. See, more than that, what education is needed for you? It is Indian origin actually. Even though we are not terming anything in such a modern terminology, everything is from our soil only. This is what is, we have to be very proud of that one. And next approach of holistic is better communication and social skills. You see, now we are giving a lot of communication skill institutions in addition to their education. English education, American accent, other accent, British accent. Like this, we are giving lot of communication skills. And in the industrial, if you take communication classes industrially, how you have to MBA and etc. If you take, you can find out. You start it from right from the children. You again, I'm telling you, you take them to the society, you take them to the different levels of people, highly educated people, very low class educated people, those who are doing the labor work, those who are doing the higher jobs. You take the children over there, make them communicate with those people and tell them that this is the approach, this is the approach. They will develop beautiful way. Not only in local language, not only in foreign language, not only the Indian languages, whatever available, you take them and make them mingle with the people. So better communication and social skills also can be a beautiful purpose of the holistic education can be completed. Again, I will concentrate on our BAMS students. BAMS students should work for the society. BAMS students should communicate with other Unani or Homeo, such hospitals they have to visit. They have to stay there. They have to see the patients. They have to learn something, what really they are doing over there. You just accept them and you study. Reiki treatment is there for the Japan. You give such small classes of that one, and again that will develop their acceptance of other sciences, medical sciences, whether this way or the other way. See, the acceptance is the main factor in the holistic. The people are not able to accept other people, there will not be any holistic approach. Modern science won't accept Ayurvedic science. How it is? They will tell that you cannot treat these people, you cannot track the people, you cannot take the laboratory charges because you are not qualified for that one. See, this approaches has to be removed from the educational policies. Don't divide them. Medical science is for the upliftment of the health of the public. Of course, you need money. There are people from them you can tax the money, you can get the money, you can be rich, you can enjoy all the joys. But there are people who need your service. Both has to be taught for the students from the childhood onwards. Then you call it as holistic approach of education. Whatever be the degree you teach, you see agriculture. You just take them to the soils. Even Ayurvedic students can be. Even the 5th class, 7th class, 8th class students can be taken to the village. Ask them what are the things are being harvested over there. Which are the months they are harvesting it. How many months it is being in the soil. And when they are harvesting it, how they are sowing it, how they are taking it. Let the children see it. Then they will understand the value of grains. They will not think that if I pay 100 rupees, I will get rice. They will find out the pupils' effort behind it. They will find the drought the farmers are suffering. In literally, they will see. They will not simply go with the money, with the purchase and etc. That mind will be changed. This is also a holistic approach of the education that you can start from 5th class. And as you told that the organization like this now, the main organization, Tiwari's organization, his dream would have been that. Because he has seen the India in all aspects, villages. He has very large dream on it. And you see, I have visited the Gujarat where Sabarmati, Gandhiji's place in NSS for 20-30 days. We stayed over there. We joined some 2-4 hills to avoid the flood over there from the Sabarmati river in 1990. I visited there, 25 days I stayed over there. I worked with the people over there. I have seen the village people, how they are struggling and how they are managing their life. And I am in NSS, National Service Scheme. I used to visit 20 days in a mental asylum, 20 days in prison, 20 days in cancer institutes. That is compulsory. We will visit and we will see the pupil. We'll talk with the pupil. And you can see all these things has to be provided right from 5th class. You don't have to teach everything through textbook. Provide something in such a beautiful curriculum, whether you are evaluating it or not, and give them encouraging certificates for that one. Such a things if you provide, the holistic education will be successful. Again, I'm telling, our Ayurveda has to reach to the Western countries or the other countries in an education methodology. They are all, what I found is, I have few students, and students, they always go behind Ahara Krama instead of Aushadha Krama. They are very particular about Ahara. How can you remove the disease with arranging the Ahara? As Rajan Patankar sir told that every time Panchakarma, you don't speak, it is becoming very costly. You find out something new in that one and give them, keep a war force for bringing up this poor pupil. They need the service. Then it becomes holistic approach. And here, one more definition on this: the children to make connection in a subject using their creativity, skills, develop psychological, social, and environmental growth. You just imagine psychological, environmental, this all you need it. Why it was not particular in olden India? Because all the Gurukulas were settled in outskirts of village. They were outskirts of the forest, Upavana. It is called Upavana. So they have got connection with all living beings. Jangalam Vadavu Ishtam Anubam to Kavolbanam. If you have to tell that, you know what is Kavolbanam. You know what is Anubam. So they have got such an interaction. Charaga tells that if you wanted to know more about the Sasyas, you speak to the Gopalagas as well as the tribals, Vanecharas. You just imagine Charaka Samhita, he is telling that you go and speak to them, you will get more about this dravyas. Not from the college you have to get it, you have to find it from the other people. So these all things, if we are including in our curriculum from the childhood onwards, of course the holistic approach will be, and this concept, Tiwari sir, whatever he has brought into, to inculcate such a thought in the minds of the young children as well as the small children, and it should reach to the poorest community, to the richest community, the benefits of the holy, the term. Again, I will concentrate on that. Daiva Vibhashraya, you call it as Sattva Vijaya, you call it as, everything is there in Ayurveda. Everything is there in Ayurveda. Is these all things without Devalaya, it is impossible. Daiva Vibhashraya is impossible. You take the child to the temple, ask him what is really temple, what really the Vastu is, how the child, God is sitting inside, why we are taking Pradakshina, right hand side of that one, what is the magnetic impulses over there, how it affects your brain. You teach. Shayana Pradakshina, the people are doing. What is the advantage of Shayana Pradakshina? How the body organs inside rotates when you are rounding yourself on the floor. And how much your body is contacting with the gravitational pull. What really it does inside. What is changing in your brain? What is happening over there? And when you put this catching over here for the Vinayaka, how the joints are being moved. Teach them how you are catching your opposite hands, you are catching the opposite ears and you are putting. So how the pull is happening, what force it is happening, how it affects the brain. Both brains, how it affects, because Vinayaka is such a great person. So all these things, if you include and if you teach, I will stop. This is what is the holistic approach of education, and organizations like this, when they brought like these things, as Dvedi sir told that all these things, if you can put right from the junior classes, it will be a great approach of education. This is what is my very less knowledge with this, but I work in society. That's why I feel holistic education should start from the society. The children should be taken to the society. Of course, in the higher level, it can be in higher level also. Now, Shivaya, thank you very much for opportunity.
Hari Om, excellent. You are mesmerizing as always. It is my daring to stop you unwantedly. I am sorry for it, because you couldn't be stopped. Like
I will
Pavan.
not be. If you give
Like
me this
Pavan.
topic, I will not be, because there are
Welcome,
people
welcome.
they need our
Thank you,
service.
thank you, thank you, thank you very much. So now I would like to request Stina Andersson from Sweden. Stina is enthusiastic and she is learning Ayurveda there. And we would like to communicate our two aims here, that whenever she will be in India, please visit Mansarovar Global University #1. Please communicate your Sweden, Austria and UK colleagues that we are going to start short-term courses also, and we have a great hospital of 200 beds at present. So that is a very, very big organization in the India, in the heart of India, in the capital of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal. So we would like to welcome you here in our organization on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Sir Arun Pandey ji, and would like to listen from you that what should be there in holistic education and how can you support India by recommending really Ayurveda interested person or any stream to the India to learn Indian sentiments, to learn Indian philosophy and theory. So without wasting much time, I would like to welcome Stina on the platform. Welcome, Stina. Kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Pavan. It's nice to be here again. I haven't been present for a while. It's been quite busy here. And I'm happy to tell you that I'm traveling right now. I'm on my way, me and my colleague Ulla. We have been to the Gothenburg Cultural Festival. It's a huge festival with like 1.5 millions people coming there, but we didn't have that much public, but we actually had a speak on Ayurveda today. So we talked about Ayurveda and strength-based leadership, and that's more that we took the doshas and asked people, do you know the strength of you yourself? And we connected that to the doshas. And what I find is that people are not aware of their strengths and not aware of Ayurveda, of course, but just to take this opportunity to talk to Ayurveda, and people are so interested in it. So the Indian embassy in Stockholm, they were also there. And so they were the one who invited us to do this talk on Ayurveda. And it's amazing having such a fantastic ambassador of India in Sweden that invites us to this cultural festival. So it's been great. And we really would like to do more connections to India. And the philosophy is just so nice. And I find it also, it could be great to include it in so many different levels in Sweden. And it would be an honor to come to India to learn more and to have more people to learn from you. And also we need to include it in our schools. I think the philosophy and people can learn so much from being aware of who they are and what is our strengths, because that goes through our whole life. Can you imagine that people don't know the best things about themselves because we're looking at it from another perspective of a problem solving perspective. And if you're not really good at something, then you should strengthen that. But we think that, well, if you're a Vata person, you kind of being very creative. So a creative job would be more suitable for you than being in administration instead. So we have lots of things to learn from you. And how we can do that, I think it's just to start the communication. What is it exactly that we need to learn more? And you have also, because sometimes it could be difficult to tell what is it that we need to learn. We don't know even what we are missing. So we have to have some basic knowledge about Ayurveda, and the system you do learn in India is different from Sweden because you have a different approach. We always talk about the mind, body, soul concept, and that's very strange for people here. We have lost that connection. So we need to relearn that connection, and we need to learn more about nature and all this practical holistic education, as Dr. Ramadas talked about, it's so important. Because we do in school, many children can't sit still, and then we kind of force them to sit still when all they need is to learn from nature. You could do so much more teaching when you go out in nature and just contemplate sometimes. That's needed. So so please, we can just continue the discussion on how to teach and what is it that people really need to learn. So I just being here today is nice, and to connect to you and start a discussion. I've been talking a lot today, so I'm kind of I need to rest my voice a little. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Stina. Thank you. Do join. Please do join whenever you have time, and please do join. And we would like to request you to visit our institution in Bhopal, number 1. And please recommend patients and students there. We have infrastructure, great infrastructure here in the center of India. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request.
Sorry,
yes,
just
please.
say I will share my contact. So please don't hesitate to email me. And again, if you could also, if you would like to write it down in chat box, then it's easier for me to connect to you again. Thank you.
Definitely. Don't worry. We will be communicating to you regularly. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining on the move also. Thank you. So now I would like to request Professor V.K. Agnihotri sir for his concluding remarks. And then in the last, after Agnihotri sir, Sri Arun Pandey ji will bless in the last. So Professor V.K. Agnihotri, welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Rajan Patankar ji is saying something. Hello?
One point I had missed, and that has been taken by Ramadas ji. Public awareness is also need of the hour for the holistic approach or holistic education. That I want to say. Thank you.
That's why we are working on that through webinar, and we will be starting webinar on holistic education in each and every stream of the universities. So nice of you. So nice of you. So Agnihotri sir.
Thank you. Namaskar. Sabhi ko pranam. Really, today I am overwhelmed. Overwhelmed in the sense that at least 2-3 big guys made today's webinar the excellent one. The very first, I should say, the person who is not on earth, our most respected late Tiwari sir, KK Tiwari sir, of whom's name the webinars approach, the name and platform of today's international webinar changed. So it has become an extraordinary, unique day of our webinar series. Secondly, our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Mr. Gaurav sir, along with our VC sir of Mansarovar Global University, Professor Arun Pandey ji. These gentlemen made and compelled us to understand what the value of today's webinar and what is the holistic approach as far as the education is concerned. And this is all because of Professor Pawan Kumar Sharma ji. This is the Pawan Kumar Sharma ji's approach that we are meeting together so closely. And this is what the loyalty is. Today's atmosphere, today's language, today's affinity, this all been completely diverted towards the Mansarovar group, Mansarovar family, and Mansarovar Global Institute, along with the other 2 institutes. And the pleasure is this, that he found the best possible familial atmosphere there on his 2 months search journey, and I am lucky enough, fortunate enough, rather satisfied enough to see my younger brother well placed at the place which was most needed for him and which was most desired by him, and the place which he deserves the most. So today's environment is completely changed. What I was listening right from the very first sentence, that how familiar, how simple our VC sir, Arun Pandey, how learning phase person of attitude of our Gaurav Tiwari ji, what a many blood which is running in his blood vessels, with the presence of genes of both the great men, his mother and his father. The way he narrated now, I became so enthusiastic and rather jealous why I have not visited that Mansarovar by now. I was having occasion, as I shared with Dr. Pawan sir, that I was called by our one of the good friend Chaturvedi, that you please visit once. And really, so many faculty we see there in our Agni Vyapar workshop during 23rd, 24th July. So really, I became crazy by now that Mansarovar group must be visited, and it is up to you. And what remained, that was our Professor E. Sharma's contribution. He connected you people in such a way that we are sitting just around one table, where Mauritius is, right from Sir Sifshawar Ram Gulam sir, his affinity with India, our country, along with his affinity towards Ayurveda, along with the development of the Mansarovar group itself. The Mansarovar word itself so heavy, it carries so much coolness right from the Mansarovar, say, hills, and Mansarovar value of full of elixir. That Sarovar which is full of elixir, not easily approachable by any human being. Now the Mansarovar and Kailash Mansarovar Yatra is in full swing. So in that way, Pawan is the only capable person who can reach Mansarovar. And he reached Mansarovar. So today was the Mansarovar. Our platform is ornamented in such a way. I was just listening how close he was making all efforts, but how close he is. His terminology from Imami, from Jandu, from his all commercial concept completely changed towards the academy and the educational institute, the university. He repeatedly utilizing each and every second and minute, whosoever is joining in today's webinar, that you please visit Mansarovar Institute. You please send your patient to Mansarovar Institute. You please make the foreign patient in my institute. What a commitment. It means to which depth he has been, say, influenced by the Mansarovar family. So our first and last word towards the appreciation of Mansarovar Institute, Mansarovar, say, Global Institute, Global University, and the environment and the fraternity, the total fraternity, right from Professor Arun Pandey to the family for whom we are remembering Mansarovar, the Tiwari family itself, our great seeker, engineer sir, Professor K. Tiwari sir, who dreamed in a way that in India, what will survive? In India, Ayurveda and Yoga will survive. So he projected that these favorable points right from outside India and inside India. And so goes the blood, the genes in our Gaurav friend, who is so humble. He's telling that Dr. Pawanji, Dr. E. Sharma ji, Professor Pandey sir, these are all our guide, our means margdarshak, and they will guide us. And the status of Mansarovar Institute, which has been designed as Global Institute, will go a long way, as today we are joining from so many countries. Mauritius, our Professor Thangvelu sir is very much here. Namaskar sir. Namaskar. He has joined. This is what the craze is, that Miss Anderson just joined. Professor Thangvelu is here, and we do hope that Harish Sharma ji is just whether pratyaksham alpam or he is somewhere else, but so he is always with us. So as far as our today's speakers are concerned, they are not speakers. They are the well wishes providers. They are the Ashirwad providers. I don't say that much has been commented, much has been talked over the subject Ayurveda education, Ayurvedic education, PG level, UG level, PhD level, not like that. Today, they all opened their whole of their knowledge, including Professor Ramadas Ji, with Rajan Patankar Ji, our Professor Ish Sharma Ji, everybody. And if we start calling or inviting Professor Vishnupriya Das Madam or our other person, I do hope that it will go a long way.
Today, no need, sir.
So in that way, we think that this much is sufficient. That holistic approach means learn and go for so many, say, dimensions of the knowledge, not only limiting up to only Ayurveda or yoga. And moreover, there is the sector, means the global institute or university has got the sectors that they are providing you so many faculties in a manner that any student is interested. As per our the latest education policy, person can go for 1 year course, 2 year course, or 3 year course, having certificate, diploma, or degree, or post graduation, like that. So, global Mansarovar Global Institute, I think, with all its paraphernalia, will look after the matter that each and every student, whosoever joins, not only in the field of Ayurveda, in every sector, in every faculty, will see his career favorable, beneficial, and of course, getting the job or making him so capable to provide the job. With these all words, I appreciate repeatedly to all the big guys who today join, and the newer chapter of our webinar as included with the Mansarovar Global Institute with a Shraddhanjali program of Professor Tiwari sir, for whose memory we all are here. So thank you very much, especially Professor VC sir, Professor Arun Pandey ji, our Gaurav Sharma ji, and Professor Madan Thangvalu ji, with Rajan Patankar ji, Professor Raj Saab, and the overall credit to Pawan Sharma ji. Thank you. Over to Pawan Sharma ji. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you for your blessing, sir. I would like to welcome Professor Madan Thangvalu, genome biologist from UK. And I would like to request Gaurav ji to open the video, because I would like to introduce Gaurav ji to Madan Thangvalu ji. I hope Gaurav ji, Mansarovar Group is the name of
I'm right here, sir.
Welcome, Gaurav ji. Professor Madan Thangvalu ji is our guide, resource person, very renowned scientist as genome biologist in UK. Okay, so he is settled down there in Cambridge from 3 decades or more than that, I don't know. But he will be guide for Mansarovar on his behalf. I can assure you, Gaurav ji, that he will be our guide, resource person, mentor in UK. He will be our person, my elder brother, and your elder. He there as a family in UK. So I would like to welcome Professor. He is late due to his American webinar. So welcome, sir.
Very good evening.
Pawan ji, pranam. Thank you. Agnyotra ji, pranam. Pandey ji, namaskar ji. Apologies. थोड़ा हमारी आज प्रोग्राम चल रहा था जी कनाडा में, टोरंटो में, तो उसमें I couldn't come out of it. Gaurav ji, pranam. Namaskar. Namaskar ji. Pranam ji. And so happy to see
मैं केवल मानसरोवर के बारे में 2 बातें बताना चाहता हूँ मदन सर.
हाँ जी.
17 कॉलेजों को घूमने के बाद ये यात्रा मेरी यहाँ इसलिए खत्म हुई कि मैंने अपने घर के सदस्यों को पाया, एक ऐसी झील पाई, इंट्यूशन पाया, एक ऐसा पॉजिटिव वाइब्स पाई जो कहीं भी आयुर्वेद में मुझे नहीं दिखी थी. और एक और विशेष बात, इंजीनियर सर के तिवारी सर ने जो एक बीज बोया था और पेड़ लगाया था, उसको आदरणीय मंजुला मैडम ने, जो हमारी चांसलर हैं, और हमारे गौरव जी जो हमारे प्रो चांसलर हैं, इन दोनों ने इस पेड़ को इतना सींचा कि हम लोग इनकी छत्र छाया में आज यहाँ हैं. मैं आपसे आग्रह करूंगा कि ये यूनिवर्सिटी आपकी है, आप इसे बताएं कि कहां से कहां तक हमें पहुंचाना है और इंटरनेशनल इसको इमेज कैसे देना है और हम लोगों को क्या आगे करना है. As a guide, whenever you visit India, please visit our Mansarovar. So we will have your blessings there.
Pavanji, thank you. Thank you very much for introducing the entire family to our event. अगर पांडे जी अगर हम हिंदी में बोलें तो थोड़ा
अच्छा रहेगा.
नहीं, इसमें
कोई बात नहीं.
एक और चीज जी, 40 साल हो गया यहाँ बाहर रह के, तो बिना प्रैक्टिस थोड़ा कमजोर रहता है जी हमारी हिंदी. मगर थोड़ा सा अगर आप लोगों के साथ आके रहो 3-4 महीने, फिर तो आ जाएगा सारा कुछ. दूसरी डॉक्टर साहब, दूसरी चीज ये है कि हमारे साथ है स्वीडन से स्टीना जी एंडरसन जी. सो स्टीना जी भी है, तो इसलिए अगर अंग्रेजी में करें तो थोड़ा ठीक रहेगा जी.
Yeah, that would be better.
Thank you. Stina, thank you for joining us from Sweden. Stina is our contact person in Sweden, for part of this global family. I'm so happy to see such a large number of our senior members here. Rajan Patankar ji joining from Mumbai, Ramadas ji joining from Kollam, Vishnupriya ji, Tiwari ji, namaskar, and Anil Shukla ji, Krishnoma ji. We are living in a very exciting time. We are connecting the world so easily. And today is an example of how the world is connecting. And India is set. It is becoming a leader in this space. We have more mobile telephone users than any other country in the world. We have more technology users than any other country in the world. And to be connected with the institution that is based in Bhopal, a Vedic city. In 2016, I had the opportunity to come for the Kumbh Mela in Bhopal. I connect with our MP Council for MP Cost Science and Technology in Bhopal. So that is the interaction that is going on for many years now. So additionally now fortunate to connect with all of you in Bhopal and to know with Pavanji there, it will become a very important home for all of us. The other thing I want to say is I have been discussing with Pavanji ki hame le chalo Ujjain. Wahan dikhao Sandipani Muni ki ashram. So Pavanji has taken me to Sandipani Muni ashram. Or we spend a lot of time. He showed me all the arts. वो दीवारों में जो लिख रखा है 64 कलाएं, 64 कलाएं. So this is the tradition of Madhya Pradesh, or this is the tradition of Ujjain, and this is the tradition that we are hoping that we can recreate and take to the world. And we need institutional support, and Mansarovar University has, Pavanji has correctly identified, will be the starship for us to take and reach out to the world. Number 2 जी, आपके नजदीक गुजरात में World Health Organization ने जो बनाया Global Center for Traditional Medicine. This becomes a very important place just in your neighborhood. नजदीक ही आपसे. उनके साथ कैसे जोड़ के काम करें, उसकी भी थोड़ा सोच लगाएं. Let us think about this also. और ये देखो हमारे साथ अलग अलग राज्यों से, अलग अलग देशों से है हमारे साथ लोग बाग, उनके साथ भी कैसे जोड़ के करें काम थोड़ा. आज जो चर्चा जो हुआ जी टोरंटो में, वहाँ we had people from Sri Lanka, we had people from America, from East Coast, West Coast, सारे जगह से. और we will all point them towards institutions like Mansarovar. So let us hope that Mansarovar can now project itself in the global scenario, the global world, as an institution that needs to be noted. And with Pavanji's presence there, and with our continuing dialogue and dialogues that will happen in the future, we will not only network across India. Vishnupriya ji is here from Goa, Ramadas ji is here from Kerala, Rajan ji is here from Maharashtra, and Tiwari ji is here, Dwivedi ji is here from we have many people. Agnihotri ji is there from Uttarakhand. We will show how we can network across the country. Additionally, with our ongoing interactions, we will show how we can network across Asia, across the world, and how we can add to the initiative that is in our neighborhood in Jamnagar. And so these are very important times for India. And we are fortunate that Pavanji is there, number one. Pavanji has shown such immense energy and leadership to connect us, keep us connected like a big family. So we look forward to this. Anilji, Pranamji.
Two humble requests are there, sir. Our Pro Chancellor, Gaurav Tiwari ji is with us. Our Vice Chancellor, Sri Arun Pandey ji with us. Arun Pandey ji is also expert of botany, sir. He was heading botany department in Delhi University for 3 decades before joining Mansarovar. So he is from your line. Madan sir is also from agricultural line, but his genes are Ayurvedic. His genes are Ayurvedic. He will definitely come in next Janma with us as a Ayurvedic doctor and hope to study in Mansarovar in next Janma also. I am booking you for next Janma, sir. Please study in Mansarovar and we will definitely work together in next Janma for Ayurveda, because I have not seen Maharshi like you in Ayurveda also. Out of the syllabus, he is supporting, establishing, directing, guiding, motivating, inspiring. Means how many words I can use for him. So definitely we will be studying together in Mansarovar in next Janma.
On a lighter note, what if Madanji in his next Janma gets carried away and join AIMS or something?
Yes. No, we have our all faculties in our university. What faculty Madanji will select, we will provide that. I will also.
There is something in Madhya Pradesh that the culture and the historic aspect, which many aspects are still uncovered. Ek cheez. Dusri cheez, the logic. I want to touch on Ujjain and the Mahakaleshwar temple and the reason why they chose that location to establish the Mahakaleshwar temple. There is an understanding, such a deep understanding about time and space before time and space. And that is represented in the concept of Mahakal. And this is the responsibility that is there in all the people of Madhya Pradesh to share with the world. After all, this was the capital of the big ruler, Chandragupta. It was the capital, and he chose Ujjain for a reason. Bhopal, of course, was constructed on Vedic principles. It is something that the world is looking for. Pandeyji, the world is looking for rules for sustainable development goals. And Bhopal becomes one location in the world which shows the world how by following Vedic principles you can have sustainability, you can have water conservation, how you can maintain the land. And so there are many messages there from Bhopal for the rest of the world, which are all of contemporary relevance. Ayurveda, of course, is one thing, but there are so many other issues. And I hope in our discussions to follow with, like what we are doing today, with all the people here with us, Dwivedi ji, of course, is there from Kashi, and we can show the world that there is a new way to understand the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We are a living example in Bhopal.
Sir, we would like to humbly request you for 3 things, sir.
Hanji.
Sir, one, sir, please guide us for in-demand short-term courses, number 1. Please guide how UK patients can be treated in Mansarovar and how UK persons can be influenced to study in Mansarovar. Please guide, because we will be discussing these points in our webinars so long. So, but please guide us that how we can really spread globally And Mansarovar, not only Bhopal. In Bhopal, Mansarovar will be known as a light of hope for not only for Ayurveda, for 24 faculties, sir. We have each and every faculty, right from library to pharmacy to dental, very great dental college. And I am grateful to Pandey sir and Gaurav ji that they are going to open medical college very soon. Construction work is on. Ayurvedic college, Ayurvedic hospital, very progressive, sir. So we
Thank
need
you.
your blessing for the platform. You are great resource, but for Mansarovar, please visit Mansarovar. Please observe our unique facilities and unique faculties, and then please bless us as ever.
Sir, we
This
can
is
show you
our-
2 things if you come to Bhopal next time. 3 things, in fact. One, since you like Bhopal so much, and you want to relate it to the history, I'd like to tell you there is a place called Bhimbetka, which is about 20 kilometers from the city. And the Bhimbetka paintings are the oldest known man-made paintings in the world. I'm sure you might have read about it. Secondly, ये हमारा स्वार्थ है, but we like you to come to Bhopal and check out Mansarovar and her facilities before
Thank you.
even deciding whether you want to promote it or not. And thirdly, since you are in Bhopal and you have already seen Bhimbetka and Mansarovar, third thing which I can offer you is a cherry on the top. We'll make sure that you see a tiger here, because we have 40 tigers in the vicinity of 30-40 kilometers. So that is just a cherry in the top, just to attract you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ji. The reason, Pandey ji, the reason also why I highlighted आपके नजदीक जामनगर में जो
He is Gaurav sir. He is Mr.
Gaurav ji
Gaurav.
and yes, Gaurav ji and Pandey ji. This book. The point is, the World Health Organization has recognized that India must show leadership in traditional medicine, and you have taken this very important part, Gaurav ji and Pandey ji, of your organization. Number one, there are 194 countries. This is in response to Pavanji's how to bring students to Mansarovar and to India. There are 194 member states that are part of the World Health Organization. And I feel people must come, people will come from all these countries. They will come to learn. Or Pandeyji, they will come to learn about Dravya Guna Vigyan, Dravya Guna Shastra. They will come to learn about plants. We have a database, the world's largest database of medicinal plants, which is maintained in Bangalore at the Transdisciplinary University. There are just under 7,000 plants that are identified, of which almost 2,000 or 1,700 are routinely used in our Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, and Tibetan medicine. And I feel that mastery of that understanding needs to be taken out to the world. Stina ji comes to us from Sweden. The whole world knows about Linnaeus, Carl Linnaeus, and he comes from Sweden. But nobody knows about Dravya Guna Shastra. What is the reason? And somebody needs to take hold of that whole domain. We understood plants. We understood how to use plants, not only for human health, but for animal health. It is used routinely for many other practices, of high value. So we need that kind of a fluidity in our thinking. There must be some of the traditional knowledge. There must be some of the modern knowledge. In the next few days, we are discussing a very important project on medicinal plants of the Ganges bed. Hindustan, there are many plants there. We need to understand, with Uttarakhand, we will be discussing this important theme. DNA fingerprinting of these plants, identification of these plants. This must become routine. These are the 21st, 22nd century needs. Right. So, Pavanji, full of opportunities, and so happy that you have identified this institution. And you are going to draw all of us to this institution, like you have done till now with the 400 plus webinars. You have brought all of us together, and now you are going to take us all to this important institution. We look forward with great excitement. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your blessings. Now, in the last, I would like to request our Vice Chancellor, the leader of the team, under whom I will be grooming up in Ayurveda teaching, no problem. So he is my guide, philosopher, and mentor, Professor Arun Pandey. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan Sharma ji. Agnihotri ji was telling that how Pawan ji came to Mansarovar. And here I would like to say that Pawan, our wind can reach anywhere. So, and ultimately, he found that the Mansarovar is the right place for him, and we welcome him to the this Mansarovar group of institution. We are thankful to all on behalf of the Chancellor of the Mansarovar Global University, Mrs. Manjula Tiwari, Pro-Chancellor, Engineer Gaurav Tiwari, and my own. I thank all the distinguished speakers and participants. Dr. Veluji was mentioning about Bhopal and other places, and I would like to tell that I have worked on medicinal plants and also on ethnobotany of the tribals, not only in the central India, but also of the Santals and Paharias, and also from the from Odisha, the Simlipal area. So it is closely, we are working closely with the Ayurveda system, and of course, as far as you mentioned about the Bhopal, the largest man-made lake is here, and we can think of how Raja Bhoj thought of conserving water. So sustainability and conservation is very, very important. We thank you for joining us. Again, we have the program started with the Vishnu Sharmaji's welcome to all the distinguished participants, and then Dr. Dwivedi ji from Banaras, and also other participants like Dr. V.D. Rajan ji, Dr. Ramadas ji, Dr. V.K. Agnihotri ji, Dr. Vishnu Priya ji, and also Dr. Stina from Sweden. Dr. Tengulu mentioned about the Linnaeus. We know Carolus Linnaeus, and when he published Species Plantarum in 1753, he could include all the plants known at that time. And definitely, we would like to know more and more about the activities going on in Sweden. And we lastly thank the organizer, in fact, Dr. Pawan Sharma ji, who in a very short time, he has just joined, I think, 2 days back, and then immediately he thought of this particular program, and this was a wonderful program which was organized in the memory of late Sri K.K. Tiwari ji, who is the founder of the Mansarovar group of institution, a great personality, a great thinker, and educationist, a social worker. And whatever we are trying to do today, it is his vision that where we have to take the university and whole this Mansarovar group of institutions at the global level. So this evening, Dr. Professor Anil Shukla ji also is there, and I can see the other persons. So we thank on behalf of the Mansarovar group of institution, we thank everyone, and we welcome, and we hope that the other webinars coming up in the memory of the late Sri K.K. Tiwari ji would be very, very informative and on various topics. Today's topic was very relevant for the students, for the society, for the parents, for the children, because holistic education is very, very important today. And total personality development of the students should be there instead of just going in the class. And this was the vision of late Sri K.K. Tiwari ji. I convey my, I pay my homage tribute to that great personality. And thanks everyone for joining us today evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your blessings today. Tomorrow will be holistic approach, means innovative teaching system for Ayush. Two vice chancellors will be there. Dr. Kamlesh Kumar Sharma, Pro Vice Chancellor, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, and Dr. Tanmay Goswami from Sanskriti University, Dr. C.B. Jha sir from Varanasi, Dr. Suhas Kumar Shetty, Director KLE Velgavi, Vaidya Parul Joshi ji, Principal Bala Hanuman Ayurvedic College, Dr. Naveen Gupta ji from UK, Dr. Renu Rathi ji, Professor and HOD Wardha, Dr. K.K. Dwivedi ji from Varanasi, Dr. Kuldeep Pandey ji from Varanasi. So they will guide us for innovative teaching system for Ayush. Tomorrow, I have changed with your kind permission of my guides, Agnihotri ji, Madan sir, due to new joining and new programs, means uninformed programs. Please permit me to shift the time of webinar from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That will be more easy for attending everyone. Am I wrong, sir? Pandey sir?
Lastly, I congratulate Dr. Pawan Sharma ji for bringing together such stalwarts in the field of Ayurveda and other disciplines, because it is not easy to catch hold of such personalities, and it is our great pleasure and honor that everyone is associated with this particular program. So Sharma ji, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Under your leadership, Madan sir is there, Agnihotri sir there. We will invite all experts from all faculties which we have in our organization. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Excellent session, brainstorming session. Thank you for joining today.
And Mansarovar is gainer in the sense that Dr. Ish Sharma ji, he offered, and we also wanted to have MOU with the Mauritius college, and then Gaurav ji already has discussed about those things, and in the coming days we will discuss and submit our proposal for signing the MOU. So that is one great achievement of today's webinar.
And
really, sir, that is a great occasion for Mansarovar Institute and for Mauritius University both. It will be a great signing.
Thank you, Dr. Agnihotri ji. Thank you very much.
We are much eager to see as early as possible to you people and our dear friend Dr. Pawan Sharma ji, because now he has got a changed personality. Thank you so much.
And we cordially invite each and everyone to visit Mansarovar.
Thank you so much.
That is an open invitation to everyone.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Shivratri.
Good night.
Shivratri, sir. Professor Madan ji, Shivratri.
Namaskar.
Good night.